Impressions.
Hey, Coach. Alex Dodd from the Clemson Insider. What are your general impressions of the scrimmage and how things went for you guys offensively?
General impressions is, we started well moving the ball. We just didn't finish drives, and we had some critical drops. Too many self-inflicted wounds, penalties, false starts. By receivers, by the offensive line. Those were the things that you got to control the controllables, and we didn't do a great job there. And then we came alive later in the scrimmage. We had some situational work down in the red zone. Was able to find the end zone, but overall, good work, because it's going to be a great opportunity for us to evaluate a lot of players, but at the same time, too, not as consistent as we want to be. But it's a great opportunity for us to go back to work and learn and figure it out.
What are some of those next steps that you guys need to take in order to shore up some of those self-inflicted things?
I think it's just communication is where it starts, and then the guys being dialed in. As I told them before, camp is always like this. It's a little bit frustrating because the defense is going to be a little bit ahead. We're not necessarily game planning for them, and we're going to have play calls that are not going to match up. And don't get frustrated. I think sometimes, guys are, especially young guys, get a little bit frustrated because things, don't match up. And we try and tell them not to focus on that, because we don't want to get into, just game planning for the defense. We're installing our entire offense, to build for the season. So the biggest thing is with some of the young guys, just helping them to stay confident, right? Focus on the things you can control, which is your fundamentals. Make sure that we have the proper communication. We're headed in the right direction. And then come when school starts, we'll pare it down and we'll figure out exactly what we're going to carry into the Georgia game. So I think it's just for the young guys to make sure that they stay the course, they stay in their playbook. We got a lot of stuff in. We've installed every single day with the exception of today, trying to get our plan in because the schedule is a little bit different with the earlier start for school.
Who were some guys who really stood out to you on?
Right. So today, thought Dakari had a good day. Been pleased with Frank and his progress. Just continues to work there. Jordan McFadden has been solid. Jaylen, made a couple plays. Anxious to see what it looks like from the other aspects of the game. But when he was targeted, he made some plays. So those are the guys that stood out. And then Will Taylor just continues to impress.
At running back, was there anybody who was able to make a little bit of headway today and maybe?
Man, it was tough sledding today. Man, it was tough. It was tough sledding today with what they were doing on defense. They had a bunch of guys around the box and playing aggressive, and so we had to do some different things, try to move the pocket, get the ball on the perimeter, use some RPO stuff. But Kobe did have a couple of good runs, especially down in the low red zone where he was able to push the pile in for a touchdown.
At the end of the season last year, did you expect Kobe to come out and make such an impact?
I did. I did. I think that we saw a ton of flashes there. Just still needed to learn the entire package to be able to function in all the situations, especially from a protection standpoint. But we knew that that it was there, and we anticipated that he was going to be a guy that was really going to push for that spot or whoever was in that lead spot.
Who did you guys have running out first at center today?
Today, Backhorst was in there rolling. We had Trotter, but Backhorst got some good work at center today.
Were you guys able to get everything? Were you guys able to get everything done that you needed to with the storm and having to move into the indoor?
Oh yeah. We were able to get everything that we had scripted. We were able to get it accomplished. It was actually pretty neat too, because it was cool to have the families around, and then some of the former players came over just to to experience the scrimmage. Hate that we didn't get to go in the stadium, because that's always a big thing for us of being able to get the guys in the stadium. Some guys have never been in Death Valley under the lights with the coaches off the field. And I think that's a big takeaway too, that there's a different level of intensity, right, that you have to have when you're creating a game-like atmosphere and environment.
Hey, Coach, it's Zach Wagner with TigerNet. What's it like going against Brent Venables in a scrimmage?
Oh, man. You see my hairline? That's what it's like. What little bit of hair I got, it keeps on falling out. But that's why he's best in the country. Very aggressive, very, very multiple. Again, you know, he does a lot of things, and they're putting in their plan for the season as well. But at the same time, too, they have to put their plan in based off of the formations that we're gonna show them. So a lot of things aren't going to marry up. So you just see a lot of multiple things, and especially for young guys, that's the difficulty and the challenge is just, hey, boys, calm down. You're getting exposed to everything right now, right? But once we get into a game week, it's going to pare down, and by that time, you'll have seen everything, so nothing will overwhelm you. So I think that's the biggest thing for our guys, especially up front with all those young guys trying to roll, and they're playing multiple positions, just trying to evaluate and figure out who's going to help us at what position. That's what the challenge is. But Brent, he does a good job, man. He's going to attack you, be aggressive. So he puts a lot of pressure on us. So it's always tough going through it, but I really, really love it and embrace it and understand that, hey, it's making us better for the long run.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Luke Price and where he is in terms of trying to get back on the field? Obviously, he was big for you a couple of years ago. Where is he at now, and do you see a spot for him?
Yeah, Luke has looked good, man. Crazy thing is I've even pointed out some pictures in the passing game of what I wanted to look like using Luke as the example. So he's in good shape. He's going to help us. He's a guy that's physical. So he brings that toughness mentality. And even for a guy that's not overly big, he has very, very good strike technique, so he can move people. So Luke's definitely going to have a role, and just trying to really stretch him from a leadership standpoint, because I think that Luke has some natural leadership qualities that's my job to help him embrace that and help him pull him out himself.
We have time for one more question.
Coach Sweeney said the other day that he wanted to see Jaylen Late kind of, you know, put a hat on someone. Did he do that today? And you said that he stood out. What did he do that made him stand out?
You know, today he just made some big plays. He even got isolated one-on-one, a big third down catch where it was one-on-one and he had to win to make the play, and he was able to do that. And so far, you know, I've seen some flashes, right, that I know it's in there, and I'm gonna get it out of him. And he's willing, and he wants to. And a lot of it is too, you got to be confident in what you're doing. You know, when you know what you're doing, you stop thinking, and you can play fast, you can play physical. And that's my job as his coach to get him to that point to where he's ultimately confident in his ability in the pass game and the run game. So I've seen flashes that's very encouraging. So I'm excited for him, but we still got a lot of progress to make.